All right, so we are in the Kibbutz Be'eri, which is one of the hardest cities or communities that was struck on October 7th. 125 confirmed, and it sounds like about 30 hostages, live, not alive, not really sure, out of this community. This is we're just now starting the tour, and the goal is to try to get as much information as possible and be able to try to share that throughout the community and get that out. Troops are everywhere. You can hear the batteries launching missiles and artillery throughout this entire visit, and we've already had 2 rocket attacks on us while we've been in this area, and watched the Iron Dome work very effectively to take all of them out. So pray for Be'eri. So walking down the street here and looking at some of this, the devastation. There were 300 Hamas fighters that came into this area. You can see the utter devastation of how they actually attacked. They came in through the fences. They're just about 50 meters from us, and they knew where the safe rooms were at each location, or they had a pretty close idea of the safe room and the layouts of the houses. A lot of the houses seem to be very similar in makeup or design. So they hit the safe rooms from the outside with explosives, almost every single one of them. You can literally smell the blood all around the houses in this community, and there were 300 plus Hamas fighters, 11 kibbutz members that are not full-time soldiers that fought the 300. And you can see all the devastation here. This is another street that's in this area. You can see all the information. You can see where the charges went off, the gunfire, how they tried to fire into the actual walls. The smell of blood is pungent in the air all over the place. Lots of death on this street. One family lost 4 out of 6 in the first house that we visited, and the way that they used the charges to try to burn everybody in the houses is pretty crazy. So this house here, it's a elderly couple. They had a safe room. Again, they used the propellant of being able to use a incendiary device strapped to an RPG round to be able to do all this. You can see all the metal that was in the floors, heating coils, things like that. The walls are completely burned up. What they did is they came into this area and they shot through the safe room door, and they blew the charges from the outside, as you can see here, and burned this poor family in their homes. Unimaginable. So what he's doing is pointing out the hole in the wall is the actual safety room. What they did is the terrorist Hamas used a thermobaric grenade strapped or duct taped to a RPG round, and then tossed them into the houses or strapped them onto the walls, which would create maximum fragmentation, and that's why you see the disorder of and spreading of everything and fracturing of everything. A thermobaric creates maximum heat and constantly burns. Sometimes uses phosphorus, which will not extinguish very easily, and they use those on people. This is an area with extreme violence that went on. The whole thing was extreme. This house that's behind me had up to 50 terrorists that were in this area, and they took lots of hostages, and nobody survived. Right now, this is a forward operating base. Lots of soldiers here, some reserves that were called up, and they're all here fighting for their country. We're about 2 miles from the Gaza, and just everything that we saw today, and getting this tour and seeing what this amazing kibbutz was, and the sense of community that they had here. Our tour guide today, if you want to call him a tour guide, our guide was literally born here on site, raised here. His family grew up here. His aunt died here. His mother and father luckily survived, and it's hard to deal with. It's children were tied up here and burned. Parents were killed, grandparents were killed. They were slaughtered in cold blood in a very devastating way. Some of the harshest stuff I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of bad stuff. Pretty devastating to actually listen to, especially a young man that literally wishes he was here to be in the fight, knowing that he would more than likely have perished, but at least he felt like he would have tried to give of himself, and felt like he could have made a difference. It's hard to comprehend how somebody would think that these young men and women should not be defending themselves. You can hear the artillery going off from this site. We've had 4 rocket attacks since we've been here at this location. The Iron Dome has shot them all down from above us, and pretty impactful. These young men and women are just absolutely amazing, stunning to watch their valor and watch their camaraderie, and how they are trying to uplift their country. They need our support. They need people to pray for them, but not just pray for them. They need people to speak for them. We are not doing enough. I can tell you that. I get chills down my arms sitting here thinking about this. We're not doing enough. The men and women that are here, the young men and young women that are here, that are trying to support their community, support their country, stand up for their country, all they're trying to accomplish is to make sure that they can live life of freedom. This is the last bastion of democracy in the Middle East. I continue to say that. If Israel falls and the democracy falls in Israel, there is no democracy in the Middle East. This is it. What does that do for the rest of the world, and what does that do for America? We need to support them. We need to support these young men and women. We need to care for them. Anybody else wants to come over here, I would gladly bring them over here and actually meet these young men and women. I'll do it myself. They need to know that we care, and you can tell just from spending some time with them and getting to know them, talking about what they're going to do in their young careers, their young lives. One young man just got back from Australia with his partner, his girlfriend. They had spent 2 months there. She lived in a kibbutz that is literally 10 miles south of here, and luckily they were both in Tel Aviv on October 7th, and because that kibbutz was devastated as well. 300 plus fighters came into this kibbutz, of a kibbutz of 1,000 people. 300 plus. 11 were here for the defense of this kibbutz, and they fought valiantly. There was a story of a dental office that was here, and the 2 people that were in the dentist office literally fought for 5.5 hours against 50 plus fighters, and they stacked them up. They killed as many as they could. There were 35 to 40 fighters that were dead outside their office, and they kept killing them until they ran out of bullets. When they ran out of bullets, the terrorists used a shape charge and blew up the walls, and then threw in grenades and threw in thermobarics and RPGs just to kill the 2 people, because they had killed so many terrorists. There were heroes here in Be'eri, absolute heroes. And I don't know how, but these stories need to be told.